Bless you, whoever that was.
Are we recording? Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Blind Dyslexic first podcast. I've got sandwiching me, the great Matrix Lord 212, the
Hello.
awesomeness that is Phillip Archer. Down below, we've got Elijah.
Hello.
And we got Connor Farley, and now we've just got Beefhead just
Hello.
flying in. And ooh, Beefhead's got somebody who's needs some monumental retinal A or whatever it's called. Retin-A.
Retinal A?
Yes.
Come
like
on.
I said, this is my debut podcast because with a little luck, I stay monetized and I don't lose.
Okay, so please do not swear.
Yeah. I'll try not to say.
So we are we the blind
Dyslexic.
is this something? The blind dyslexic
Yes.
channel.
And sadly, right now, I'm actually officially blind because I don't have my eyes in. So that's. But
What do you mean you haven't got your eyes in? I can see. Yeah.
I don't have my contacts in.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Sign
So,
language is available. Okay, go on.
yes. So if you get too close, you may see one of the eyes looking quite red. So that's why.
As
But
long as you've not been.
only me and my glaucoma doctor knows.
Yeah.
And sadly, I don't have
Available to your
glaucoma.
local dispensary. That's Matrix Lord OG Koosh.
Hey, Chris. But nonetheless, and we've got now the awesomeness that is Chris. Welcome all. I'm going to try to get through this as much as possible before the timer goes off. Oh, there's the timer. No, I'm just joking. First of all, to everybody in the room, how did you come to become aware of me? I'll start.
I saw you walking the streets, talking to people, talking to yourself inside a phone, saying, "Oh, this is Scott, dyslexic. I'm gonna try and avoid getting run over as I'm crossing the street." And I just don't believe how you've just basically survived and been alive today, just talking into your phone. You know, obviously jaywalking and breaking many street-based laws. So yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm glad you're alive.
Thank you. One of the other guys from either Matrix Lord.
I found out about you from Joe's show. That's how I know who you are.
I'm always around you, so I know who you are. There you go.
Connor saw a milk.
Really,
Connor saw a milk carton. You went missing in 1984. We're just glad that you're still, yeah. If anyone, if your parents, he's still here. So don't worry.
Yeah, so sadly,
dial the number, chaps. Yeah.
Connor or Chris?
I met you through Joe's show, yeah. The wonderful Matrix Lord 212 with his 3 viewers.
Wow.
That guy!
It's sadly the 3 viewers are pretty much on the top row right now.
So hang on a second. If Elijah said that and Phillip said that, who's the other guy? Damn it!
And then, of course, last but not least,
Christoph.
Well, I was driving home one night, and as I was on the road, I saw something sitting out in the middle of the road, and it turned out to be Scott. And I went up to him and I said, "Scott, well, what are you doing?" And he was like, "I'm waiting for Joe to come back with relevant Doctor Who news." Which to this day still has not happened yet.
Wow! Oh man!
Chris,
So you were the one who put the
Jesus.
tire marks on my back when you were just peeling away.
Chris,
Oh,
was
my God.
it a dark, windswept, stormy night like this? Maybe 10 years ago, and you got into a car and someone said, "Have you heard of the blind dyslexic?" And you said, "No, perhaps it wasn't." And you carried on for about maybe 4, maybe 5 miles, and you got to the nearest truck stop. And when you got out, they said, "Tell them Large Marge sent you." And then it was the blind dyslexic.
Oh my God!
That's exactly what happened, actually. But yeah.
Wow.
Now James is here. Okay.
Oh,
Greetings, James.
it's Black Me. Hello, James.
Welcome, James.
Damn, am I seeing double?
This is my first ever Blind Dyslexic podcast, and welcome to you, James. And how did you become aware of me? And if we do want to know. Oh, no.
What's up?
What's going on?
This is Scott's first show
This is
ever.
my first show, so we're
It's
trying to
going well
find
so
out
far.
exactly how you became aware of the Blind Dyslexic.
I just popped in here.
Did you see the posters? Did you get the memo? Did you get the email? Did you get the...
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
So what's the topic of the show?
The topic of the ship is how did you come aware of me?
Okay.
I'm
Right.
from Matrix Lord.
Oh, don't say that.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
It's been a long time. since-
Demonetized,
Wow,
right. I know.
Phil. Phil, you just demonetized the podcast.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. Given it time, I would have been the one who demonetized it anyway due to
Right, so,
Yeah,
yeah,
come on, Phil.
come on then, Scott. The gang's all here.
All right.
Let's lay down some lows. Yeah.
what do you all pretty much, Phillip or whoever, what all do you do when you're not being kidnapped by Joe here? To do a cast.
I go out and I visit friends and family.
What a lie. What a lie.
No, I do. I go out. I make sure I go out for 2 hours a day, go and see friends and family, do my shopping, pay my bills, then come back home and watch pool. There you go.
I will. I'll take over now from because I'm a very shy retiring guy. Really,
Oh, please.
as you may have noticed. I used to have a dog,
Okay.
but then I had a visit from some Russian gangsters who liked my car, and they killed my dog. And
Well, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold
I
on.
thought that might be the time to undertake some home interior redecorations. I went down to the basement.
Were they
And,
accompanied by a blonde woman by any chance?
Oh, was it the Repo Man?
So anyway, I dug out the case in my basement. Like I say, once you're out, and then they pull you back in, and that's it. Now I'm an assassin for hire. When I'm not here, obviously.
How dare you?
And at any time did this blonde woman who was connected to these men, did he get in trouble
Sorry,
with some smooge on a dress by any chance? I'm just
Blonde
curious.
woman associated with these men. Look, you may love Pornhub and everything like that, but I've never seen any of these type of videos with these type of guys in. I don't know where you go to on the internet. There's probably some very dark and strange places on the internet. I tend to stay away from these. I'm a very clean, living, wholesome, Christian loving guy.
Wow. That got whatever. Okay.
That got deep. I am definitely trying to think of more stuff you say after that little tidbit, and I am totally lost.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. How did you all come to know of Doctor Who and other fantasy or sci-fi stuff?
Oh, God.
Well, for me, it was public television. I just happened to be flipping through the channel back in the day when I only had 3, 9, and 12, and 18 when you could like scan it in. So I'd seen the Doctor, and I just start watching and said, Doctor Who, what is this?
What year
Yeah,
would this
I
have been, James? I'd love to know this.
God, probably like when I was like, I'm 53 right now. So probably I was like
53. Yush.
Yes.
Can I use the
think
curse?
was
Can I use a
think
curse
started
word?
watching
Can I
Doctor
use?
Who when I was 16.
Can I use it, Scott? Can I use a curse word?
Go ahead.
James, you is shit me. You ain't 53, son.
Yeah, I'm 53.
Damn, Black don't crack.
He's a year older than me.
Yeah.
Could have been a clock.
So how old was you?
I was 16 when I started watching it.
16? What's that? What, 16? You were saying 16, 69?
I was born in '66, so think about it.
Oh,
now.
okay.
So that would have been
16.
around 80. Since that me was
about the
83, so you're around 82.
Wowzers, man.
Yeah, that's when like the Fourth Doctor.
And what state were you watching the show in?
Georgia, of course.
Georgia.
Full
Alright.
country.
Give me a
Wow.
minute. I can tell you exactly what was airing at that time.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Then they had late 7.
Yep.
Do you know Blake Selman? Do you know what? I love my American cousins across the water to have loved fans of The Violator. And Blake Selman. That's superb.
That was the
rebooting that or something. They'll make a new Blake 7. I guess.
Joe is notoriously quiet. What's going on, Joe?
I'm using all my mental brain power to try to be silent, and it's so freaking hard.
Yeah, come on. You're sitting on your hands, my friend. Come on.
No, listen. I suggested he do his own podcast because, he's been with me forever, and I definitely wanted to support him and help him. And I don't need to talk because I talk too much anyway. So I'm just enjoying being a guest.
The bonhomie.
Yeah.
It's never a cast unless Scott's wearing the hat. Where's the hat, Scott?
Okay, I guess it's time to bring out the hat, which has seen better days. But
Ba-doom-ba.
there we go, folks. There's the hat.
There's the hat.
There's the hat. I think I may have to start wearing the hat when I do the cast. There we go.
Oh, he needs the ball
I
whip
gotta
back,
get the band fixed real bad. So, but no, James had brought up Blake 7.
Right there.
And Chris, when did, as Scott will probably ask you as well, when did you first dip your toe into the water of fantasy?
Of Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Ask Big Chief here with the hat. Yeah, the man wearing the hat is the king.
Well, I like that hat. No, but for me, God, that what it came back in 2005, right? That was 14 years ago. So I was 11, and I remember seeing this commercial there was a Dalek on this commercial. I guess it was probably the one where the Daleks first came back when Eccleston was the Doctor.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what the hell it was. I remember seeing that, and I was like, "What the hell was that?" Like, it looked like a salt shaker with a plug. Like, what the fuck was that? So, for years, I was just like, okay, whatever. And then a couple of years after that, they had one of those BBC America, Doctor Who marathons for the new year. So I just I started watching an episode. I remember it was the episode with David Tennant with the Jadoon when he first meets Martha in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched that, and then I found them all on demand. So I just went back, and I started with Eccleston, and I watched all those, and then all of David Tennant, and then all of Matt Smith that had been done at the time. Then I went back and watched the Eighth Doctor's movie, and then I watched, some classic episodes here and there. So it was really that, just because of that one commercial, that I was just like, oh, that looked cool, even though it looked really kind of weird. Yeah. Now though, had I known what it was going to become, I probably would have went back in time and hit myself with a mallet. But I can't do that at the moment. So.
Well, if I could tell you, when I went as a small child in Staten Island, I started watching Pyramids of Mars. And that was my first foray into Doctor Who.
Oh,
my
shit.
name is Joseph Capriccioso, public author.
See, my first experience of Doctor Who was I got diagnosed with high functioning autism. So I just sort of magnetized to it. Oh, and speaking.
Careful, Connor. That means the predators are going to come after you.
Oh, it's
And
Randy.
then you're going to get cured by the end of the movie. Hello.
Hello there.
Randy.
Randy, who's the greatest American president?
It ain't Trump.
Well, I'm actually talking about Dr. Who. Right, well, anyway, I've told you what Joe's answer is because, like I say, Mr. Capricoso's sitting on his hands. For me, I think it was probably Logopolis.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Yes, serious. I actually remember watching Logopolis as a very small black child in the ghetto. So that's it. I do have a massive recollection of Tom Baker just falling off, and peoples of Earth. There's a message. Attend to a message that will affect your life. So don't get me wrong. My life is dictated by Tom Baker falling off of a pylon and Anthony Langley just saying how the world is gonna be. And nothing has changed really since.
You're saying your first recollection is
Logopolis.
Matthew Waterhouse's You Know What in the Master's Web?
No, the end of Logopolis.
Jesus.
Let's get it wrong. The end of Logopolis. I'm not talking about him getting pierced by many things in Castrovalva.
Scott, what is this? What is this podcast called? Did you name it?
This is called The Introduction to the Blind, Dyslexic, and I guess
Friends.
Brady Bunch.
Blind, Dyslexic, and Friends.
Am I the guy that delivers the meat? Am I the butcher guy?
Right.
How about this?
Let's just call you Alice, Phil.
Phil has something to say.
My first ever introduction to Doctor Who with John Pertwee, the Silurians. I've seen every story except for what, Elijah? Which story did I miss?
Oh, Deadly Assassin, episode 1.
Yes, that's the only one I missed.
Did he tell you to show him your tits?
Show your tits.
I was still. I can't believe I saw that.
Pyramid scheme.
Sadly, I may have to find that video and put it as a link down below. So
shows your tits.
I want to know one thing.
I still can't get over that. Oh, let's cancel Doctor Who third Doctor.
Yeah.
You said show your titties.
You got a lot of sites that try to use the clickbait and just make something out of nothing.
It's a corporate gig. It's a corporate gig. You do what you do, and you get paid, and you get gone. That's what it is. It was never meant for public consumption. That's how it is.
Yeah.
So
and that whole thing with
James Bond like Doctor.
Hey, look, there's nothing wrong with a James Bond doctor.
Like John Pertwee, he's the one had the kung fu and everything.
There's nothing. Look, I've got much
love
for
the Mike Myers copy of that.
We don't have had Matt Smith doing Patrick Troughton, so we need to have another doctor more like Pertwee.
Can anyone guess how Patrick Troughton died?
He was screwing someone, wasn't he?
Yep, at a convention with a fan.
Lucy Chase Williams.
Tatas, he saw that and he had a heart attack because they were. I just demonetized myself.
Right.
Like I said, video.
I guess he came and went at the same time.
Oh! It's bigger on the inside.
You're making me giddy.
There's me. There's me. No. I'm keeping this clean.
Beef is Christian.
Exactly.
Right. I'm a good Christian male.
Yes,
Randy. How did you become aware of Doctor Who? That's what That's what I've been asking everybody.
When the sugar rush killed off, and hot tamales. And,
one night flipping around on TV, I came across Tom Baker episode. I think it was,
I think some ladies have done the same thing.
Yep.
It was the Dalek episode.
Okay.
Over in the United
Genesis
States.
Of the Daleks
I think it was Genesis.
Okay.
Daleks.
75.
Did you just be
Tom
sick
Baker.
that time?
Go ahead.
No, I'm all right.
You just wrecked at the mention of Genesis of the Daleks.
I hate Genesis of the Daleks. It's the most boring.
It was
story
just
ever.
voted the #1 Dalek story on
Is
Twitter.
is it because it's too black for you with all them black Daleks in it?
Oh my god. Oh.
The only
yeah.
problem,
Yeah, they were a bit black.
the
Yeah,
only
but
problem I had with
Hey,
Screw you,
screw you, Whitey.
that particular Davros did have a black face about him. He's a bit wobbly looking. So yeah.
I'm sorry, but yeah.
all
Me,
I'm gonna
James,
say
and
is-
Phillip say, screw you, Whitey.
All right then. What's your next question?
Next question.
Wait, Scott, before you ask the next question, do you have plans to have episode 2 of this podcast to be on Twitch?
I plan on being
Cinemax After Dark.
Chris, I plan on being here every week.
So it's either going to be HBO Max, Cinemax After Dark, or the Playboy Channel. Take your pick.
Or Skinamax. I'll take my top off now.
Wow. Okay. This got dark.
Elijah,
really.
take it off now.
How about we get on how about we get on Disney Plus? I'm sure that's.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's see. I'm trying to shoot for more of an X-rated or NC-17 before I get to Disney Plus. So,
oh, so net.
right now,
okay.
pretty much I've got a.
That Cinemax After Dark. Okay.
That's right. Well, look at Ariel and one of her.
Well, I said, was it the Little Mermaid, Ariel?
You got
Lord.
the tower in the
I've
background.
seen
You got
that.
the guy marrying Ariel and the captain there. So.
I thought
that was on me, wasn't it?
Disney had some disturbed artists back in the day.
Did
Some
Ariel have
material
crabs?
may be inappropriate for people with a high IQ.
Oh.
So
Did
none
you
of us.
ask if Ariel had crabs?
Yeah, did Ariel have crabs? Because she's very fond
Oh,
of
yeah,
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
She carried one of them around. Maybe that was a hint.
Okay.
Maybe that was a hint. All this time we thought. Okay, guys from the UK.
Hello.
What American shows do you like watching, and you call a guilty pleasure?
Oh, that's a very hard question.
We have no good television over here.
Desperate Housewives.
Desperate Housewives, you mad?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Ugh.
I mean, I'm not mad, but yeah, I watch Desperate Housewives.
Desperate Housewives.
Goodness.
Yep, I remember. Yep.
That's a hard
Terry
question.
Hatcher.
Wow. Okay.
All right. I'll
The thing
say-
is, I don't know whether the programs that I watch you could classify necessarily as a guilty pleasure.
It doesn't even have to be a guilty pleasure. I was just throwing that guilty pleasure in.
I watched Real Time with Bill Maher. I watched Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. I watched A Circus on HBO. I watch Black Lightning, Legends of Tomorrow, Flash,
somebody's
Arrow,
watching.
Supergirl.
CW, baby. CW.
Yeah.
I watch the
CWs.
CW,
What else do I watch? The Blacklist. Titans.
I gotta watch the latest episode of that.
I haven't gone to watch Swamp Thing yet, but do you know what? Yeah.
I've seen it. It just one
White
season.
Rush.
One season.
So, like I say, there's been lots of stuff that I've watched over the years. To be honest with you, it's I remember back in the day watching Judge Judy, Donahue, Geraldo, whatever.
Judy's still going on.
Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans.
Morton Downey Jr.
Wow.
Does it? Yeah. I've got them deep cuts. I suppose.
Jerry Springer.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
well, that's it.
yeah, Jerry Springer.
Some people may have done. I don't know. Like I say, some what we used to have was we used to have American. What we used to have in the UK in in the 1990s was we used to have a lot of American TV programming that would be shown late at night because it was
Risque.
cheaper to broadcast it then. So it'd be a case of when you would come home from work or come home from the bars late at night. So you would have shows like Renegade, Donahue, Equalizer and stuff like that.
Yep,
that
that
would
was
be
good.
like Twilight Hours. Don't get me wrong. In the mid '80s, you would have the big tentpole shows, which would be like 18, Knight Rider, and all that stuff. So if you could say that's American TV programming, I like to think of more of it as a gift to the world. But but if you said sort of niche viewing, I think it's where you find it now. Like I say, I watch stuff that is more like HBO, like Circus or Last Week Tonight, Bill Maher, stuff like that. Stuff that perhaps Phil may not watch or something like that. That sets me apart. Because there's me, an intellectual.
Yeah.
Okay.
HBO are kind of like the people that got out. I think, like, Americans sometimes say that American TV is shit, but I think HBO is the one that puts out the best programming on TV, full stop.
I watch stuff like the Newsroom, when the Newsroom went out in the States and stuff like that. To be honest with you, that was a great show. I missed that terribly and stuff like that.
When I was a kid, I always fought to stay up late to see the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Yep.
And then David Letterman, and I was always like trying to I was supposed to go to
I
bed.
watched a lot of Letterman. I think in the '90s, Carson didn't necessarily cross over because that was the time. Larry Sanders. Love Larry Sanders, to be honest with you. Larry Sanders show.
I came in the tail end of that.
I wasn't that big on Seinfeld, to be honest with you, but Larry Sanders, massively.
Yeah, that was a good show. Dream On was a good show on HBO too.
Oh God, Dream On, Wings, stuff like that I watched in there.
Night Court.
Night Court. Yes, that's something else that we had. Very late night broadcasting in the UKs.
Remington Steel I used to watch.
God,
Riptide, A-Team, Airwolf, Facts of Life.
That's a lot.
Take the good, you take the bad, and there you have the facts of life. Different strokes there because like I said,
Greatest American Hero.
Yeah.
Good Times.
Remington Steel was Pierce Brosnan, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
Michelle,
you had the.
Sybil Downing. Was it Sybil Downing? Not Downing.
Sybil Downing. She was in Moonlighting.
Moonlight. That's it. I got it wrong.
Cagney and Lacey I used to watch.
Cagney and Lacey, Laverne and Shirley, Happy Days.
Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy.
Chachi loves Joni.
Joni loves Chachi.
Yeah, Joni loves Chachi. Happy Days.
And the Happy Days time travel cartoon.
Oh my God. Or Back to the Future cartoon.
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
Oh, that I heard a lot.
But
there was a show called Manimal. Remember that? The guy.
Of course I do. Manimal, which was
Simon McCorkindale.
Simon McCorkindale and Melody Anderson, who was also Dale Arden from Flash Gordon. Of course, I remember.
Voyagers. It was a time travel show. That was good.
Voyagers.
My
time travel show.
It's sort of like a history show.
Look, it's probably going to be easier to say in the 1980s, was there a TV show that may have been on television that perhaps came from the United States that I may not have seen? And there was a lot that I had seen.
Okay. Right.
I watched a lot of British television when I was a kid.
What did you like?
Really?
What sort of British TV did you like?
I can tell you're a big Downton Abbey fan.
Really?
I have never watched an episode of Downton Abbey.
Are you sure? Because I can tell by your accent, you love Downton Abbey.
Really? I do not.
I do not.
I don't blame you. It's not good. Not good at all.
I love how Scott's got a real outline for this show planned.
I'm just making it up as I go.
NC-17 all the way, son.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah. I've got an NC-17 mind trapped in a Disney body, so it's your guess on which Disney character it is.
Oh, grief. That's a dark turn.
Did anybody see Dark Fate?
Yeah, I did. I actually watched it today. It wasn't actually that bad. For a Terminator movie, it was an improvement.
Oh, Dark Fate, I think.
Yes,
I'm
I'm still up in the air about it if I want to see it. I may see it sometime, but maybe not the same.
I actually thought
one person in the UK that went to see it.
I actually thought that this might be the best action in a Terminator movie.
In general?
And then you watch Terminator 2 and thought, oh, hang on a second.
No, this one keeps going. It's not really boring. It keeps pumping along.
It starts off with action and ends with action.
Is it like a marriage after 10 years? You just keep pumping.
But come on now, Schwarzenegger is getting too old to be trying to play. Let's
Said the guy who tried to kick him from behind at a convention.
I know.
I keep pumping.
It's time for a new Terminator. Schwarzenegger's good, but it's time for a new Terminator.
What's with James Cameron?
Yeah, sure. I'm living in a cabin in the woods, and I have a wife and a child.
James Cameron's throwing the guy under the bus, right? What is it?
You see, James, I have a problem with James Cameron. I don't like his movies generally. I think actually he's more of a businessman than a director. The way that he threw Tim Miller under the bus was.
I don't understand that because he was praising him, right? And then all of a sudden, right before it's released, and now he's bashing the crap out of him.
Well, he had to because fucking Tim Miller opened his mouth today and he was like, well, if John Connor survived, he would have been like an accountant or something, and he would have been pathetic.
Yeah.
This is literally what this man utters, and then people wonder why this movie's just not gonna do well.
Right.
What I will say, though, is that I think it would be a mistake for James Cameron to make this a trilogy. Because I think Dark Fate was a good end to
the franchise, yeah.
To the franchise, yeah.
I think it's getting wiped.
That avenue, yeah.
I think it's going to get wiped.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. Yeah,
I have time on.
I'm waiting to see them come out with another one, and it's like, oh, we've got this one wiped, and now John Connor is back as the leader of everything.
That's what's going to be.
But
they can't do that.
So it went from Skynet to Legion, then they killed off John Connor. Now they got the whole timeline. Timeline is just on.
Somebody who's working on Terminator there for Genesis and actually going back to Salvation. Somebody who's got their hands on Terminator right now has a serious issue with this John Connor character because ever since T2, it's just been getting worse. Like they just keep making things worse for him.
And they want to write him out of the history.
Malfunction with this character. Like,
well, I can't say that. Unless you go and see it, you'll see what.
I think if there was to be a sequel to this, there is one thing. There is a very little snippet. In fact, there's quite a few, but the very little snippets of a future sort of, like at the start of Terminator 2, where you've got the big warfare. There's more than that, and it looks really good, and you could make a movie out of that. So they should do that, as I've always said that they should have done, and I'm sure that everybody else.
The movie is all the other battles that are going on.
Well, what I'm saying is that what's going to happen is in the next movie, basically, if you guys remember Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Scraps, the dog, is basically going to be the reason that Skynet is not going to come to sentience.
Yeah.
So, Scraps, the dog, basically is going to be the one that the Terminator is going to come back and save. So it's going to be a robot and his dog. And that's it. That will be your movie, chaps.
Hey, Jay.
Hey. What's up, bro?
Welcome to the Blind Dyslexic First Cast.
Scott's first cast.
My first cast.
We're all over the place. We're all over the place.
All right. Proud of you.
I will add
he's wearing the hat and everything.
I will add that it's also good to see that even after 30-odd, 40-odd years,
get out of there.
Schwarzenegger still can't act.
Oh, for shame. For shame.
I mean,
my back.
How much action you got to do to play a Terminator, though, really? All I got to do is have a stare, look menacing, and a couple of words.
Just make certain the WD-40's on hand and
and make sure you got the Bengay and everything. You might see the.
You don't need the Bengay. Yeah.
Get out. Get out.
For sure.
Jay,
I'm going to go out, and it's going to be great. You're going to
can't be in kindergarten cockpit, can you? Really?
You're going to come to the screening. You're going to watch the movie and have a great time. You fucking asses.
I've just been asking people random questions. This my debut.
Scott,
thing.
would you like to ask me a random question? Because, like I say, my life is a completely open book. I will never tell you any lies. I will always be truthful 100%. So you can ask me anything right now. This is like an internet AMA, and by that I mean full contact. So you can ask me anything at this point in time. It's late in the hour of the UK. And I'm gathered with an international crowd that I've got. Christoph, Jay. I've got Randy. I've got James and Phillip. I've got this weird me and my brothers are just like gonna not being funny. I love this. The fact that me and my brothers are going to be giving you Whitey some run for your money. So, what would you like to ask me, Scott, right now?
I have no earthly idea. That's the problem, because I know.
But you can ask me anything, Scott, and I'm not afraid of it. You could give me any question right now, and I would tell you the truth.
All right.
Oh Lord, I got to hear this.
There you go.
All right. What do you do? What do you do when you're not hanging out with us?
What do I do?
Where do you work? How do you?
You don't want to say anybody's personal job.
No. I will tell this beyond to be true. I have a family, and I have 3 lovely children who I love very much. I sell drywalling for a living and everything like that. And on my downtime, I talk to great guys across the planet about sci-fi and TV shows that I love and everything like that. When I go out and get away from them because they just get on my nerves massively, I go to conventions and I meet people who are involved in the shows and the TV shows that I love and everything like that. And that's what I do for fun. That's what I do for fun. I talk about Doctor Who when it was good and how it is good, and I enjoy it, and I like to. Don't get me wrong. As you can tell now, I perhaps like to have the odd 1 or 2 adult beverage, but that's part of being a grown up and being a big kid at the same time. To be honest with you, and I think that's what we like to do. There's a lot of us who take life way too seriously. And that's what it is. It's film, it's TV shows, it's computer games, and it's stuff that just makes us feel and takes us back to a place when things were good and things were great. And if you can share that and take that positivity and share,
do you sometimes do podcasts like this too, or you just wait till enjoy talking? Drags you in?
Well, no, I'm just saying, just taking that feeling and enjoying it and sharing it with people and just having fun and just bragging and stuff at your friends and everything like that. And there are far worse ways that you can spend your time and spend your life, because you could do that and just say, do you know what? I hate the things I do and everything like that, and just do good things. And that's how I like to think I spend my life. So when I'm not talking to you guys, I do more of the things that I don't do. I spend time with my family, who I love, and as much as I love them, they also get my nerves. And when I go out, and meet stuff who do the good stuff that I like as well. So it's a mixture of everything. So there you go. That's my honest and truthful answer to you tonight, Scott.
All right.
I'm dyslexic on your first podcast.
And Jay, what do you do when you're not hanging out with these however many insane individuals?
Say blowing hookers. Say blowing hookers. Say blowing hookers.
Well, that's what I'm texting him right now. So.
Well, no, I don't do that. I just joined a new band.
Nice.
And we actually are rehearsing for our first gig in next month in Texas. So that is mostly what I have been doing, with the exception of going to church. As you know, I'm very avid in church. But mostly just started rehearsing with this new band.
What sort of music are you playing?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I do not play. I'm lead singer of this band.
No, I said what music do you all play?
What instrument do you play, Jay?
I do not play an instrument. I'm lead singer of this band. We sing mostly Conway Twitty songs.
Oh, Southern country and stuff like that.
Now this I have an appreciation for.
Yes, because I had a neighbor up in Bartlesville who was a big Twitty
ladies
fan.
and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, this
Conway Twitty.
Yes, I get in, put a wig on, just exactly to the T of his hair. We had it styled. I've had this get up for years. Same outfit and everything, right down to the shoes. And I've been a Conway Twitty impersonator for 20 years.
Wow, that's nice.
I think that is absolutely
cool.
amazing.
Yes.
I have went from Texas, here in Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, all the way up to Missouri, and all the way east to Kentucky.
Nice.
Sweet.
And hopefully,
this I think is tremendous.
Yes.
Hopefully, we have a gig that is supposed to be starting in December.
Jay, do you have a
near
YouTube channel?
Christmas
Please plug this now.
to,
Yes, I'll plug it every which way,
Arizona.
shape, and form.
We're supposed to be going to Arizona near Christmas.
Nice.
Oh, awesome.
Where do you live in Louisiana?
Where do I live in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Please don't give out specifics. You may have
yeah.
fangirls. You may have the Conway Twitty fangirls.
Northeast Louisiana.
Oh, put on the wig! Put on the wig! I'm not coming to get you. I live in Louisiana.
Northeast Louisiana.
Monroe?
No. Up.
It don't matter.
Hey, look,
I live
we're
in
not playing.
Pineville.
Hey, look, we're not playing hot and cold here. Yeah.
I live in Pineville.
I'm feeling hotter. I'm feeling cold.
Alexandria.
So, yeah, that could be a Conway Twitty.
I
song.
have sung in Alexandria
Zombieland
before.
3. Oh God, the search for Conway Twitty. Jay is Conway Twitty.
No, Lord.
I've sung in Alexandria before.
Make sure you give your link to YouTube channel to Scott. So
Yeah,
we can put it in.
if you, do you know what? As a Conway Twitty impersonator, I would play. Look, please, let me know if you have a YT channel, and I'd love to subscribe to this.
I have a YouTube channel to just watch YouTube videos. I do not do podcasts.
If there is a resource where I can see your Conway Twitty impersonations, I would love to see this.
All right. If we are ever back down to, where are you at?
I'm in the UK.
Oh no! I'll never.
So
get
it
on
may
a
be a little
plane.
out of your comfort zone, my friend, but I'll tell you what. Yeah, the legend
I
of the
will never
Twitty
get on a plane.
stretches far and wide across the global network. So yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe if anybody filmed you, Jay.
I've actually sang in Scott's.
I'll watch bootleg copies on the internet if that's what it comes to.
If anybody you know, Jay, that they filmed any of your shows, maybe
they did, but it was taken down.
Oh.
I like Jay because he on some of I know we're talking on Indiana Jones Blind Dyslexic channel, but on some of your videos, Jay has had some very forthright opinions on what he likes and don't like. So I'm liking Jay, and James.
Well, you're the only one in the world.
Hey, look, I like James. I like James as well because James, He puts his foot in the. He puts his fingers in the ground and turns the whole world around. Yeah, that's it.
I had to pay Joe to get me on this channel one day.
What?
I had to pay Matrix Lord to let me get on his podcast.
Really?
Yeah, it's something about a broken canine. He had to pay for his neck surgery. I think that was.
I hope you did that through PayPal, because then you can get that stuff reversed, no problem.
No, I actually bought a book of
non-performing seller and
yeah, he sent me a message.
Western Union or something.
He bought a book of mine, and then you came in. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, congratulations!
As a matter of fact, I'm buying another one in a couple of months for Christmas.
Oh, thank you. Very nice.
I was yet to see any of Joe's books any around here, so that's the sad thing.
They don't like me.
As a matter of fact, my camera was not working on my phone, and I had to get a new phone.
Just to get the camera to work. Wow, that's commitment.
Well, I wanted to get his book that I saw at Walmart here.
Oh, damn! Downgrade.
Where I live.
Wow,
that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good that it's in Walmart.
That's it. That just says that he's hit Mr. Capriccioso has it mass market. He loves it because I'm the only guy who pronounces his name correctly.
It's an older book.
At least they're not calling me Cappuccino, right?
Yeah, Joseph J. Capriccioso.
Joe got him something. Joe got something in common with John Cena. Cause half his movies all go to Walmart.
Oh,
jeez.
Well,
as long as you just start looking like
Barnes and Noble in Arkansas.
It's weird how they're around in some stores, and in some states hate me totally. They don't even carry anything. Like Florida, I don't think nobody carries me in Florida.
Racist.
You never know. You never know.
I don't understand it. I don't know why it goes different places, but it does.
Joe,
I feel the same way. As a young black guy from the ghetto, I struggle every day.
Joe, are you Italian American?
Yes.
Do you have
no, he's not American.
Well, yes, I am. You want what?
Do you have like relations to like the mob or something?
Wow. This is his only mob right here.
What are you talking about?
It's not like he's had relations with Big Ange from Mob Wives.
Or Frank Sinatra.
It's not like he knows Sal Volcano from
You better watch it. You better watch it. He makes
not like a soprano. Oh my lord!
Yeah, I tell you what, there'll be a guy from Joe's the limo service pulling up outside your place.
Oh, comments.
Yeah, because you know me, I've got them deep cuts.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, like I say, yeah. Much love for Staten Island and my Impractical Jokers friends, BQ Quinn.
Oh wow, you've been watching
Sal Volcano and
Oh wow.
Yeah, full on ants.
I have heard it all tonight.
Now that sounded like a southern drawl right there.
James, where are you, my friend? In the grand scheme of things,
I'm from Georgia.
Georgia. All right.
I'm a Bulldog fan. Bow wow, bow wow.
Bow wow.
I love that. Yeah, this is good.
I know this is my cast. One of you have a question for me?
Yeah. Okay. I have a question for you, Scott. I do.
Stop it.
I'm advocate of your YouTube channel, and you would go out and venture into the outside, very similar to like our patriot here, moving with the but it would be walking and talking with the blind dyslexic. Where were you actually going? And how did you not get run over? How did the name the blind dyslexic come from?
Well, basically I used to live in North Carolina for 4 years.
Yeah. So are you saying you're not in North Carolina now? Where are you?
I'm in old Tulsa, Oklahoma now.
Okay.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've been here since '93.
Where the wind comes running through the trail.
Yes, that. And yes, it's true about why Texas doesn't fall off into the ocean. It's because Oklahoma
It's
sucks.
too big.
Yes, there we go. I just got demonetized even more. No, all kidding aside. I was living in Durham, and one of the local radio stations was doing one of these countdown shows where the listeners would take part. And it came time for me, and I was brain farting something bad. Oh God, I don't know why, but I was brain farting. And afterwards I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just being a blind dyslexic." Fast forward to at least 2008, 2010, when I started the little YouTube show. I actually started off with called the Scott Show, and something funky happened where I couldn't get back into my
account,
my site, so I changed it to Google, either to Google or when I had my Mac, but I changed it to the Blind Dyslexic. So I remembered that, so I turned it. So I started using the Blind Dyslexic for everything, and that's how the Blind Dyslexic came about.
There you go. Very nice.
Anybody else has any?
So anyway, James, how did you become known as James?
Oh, really? I think my mama named me that.
and bless her hide. She named a good strong son.
Thank you.
And Jay, how did you become known as Jay? Don't tell me that you killed someone and then you took his name on as a tribute.
Well, I actually changed my name from Jason to Jay because I was always teased because of the Jason killer. So,
Hey, there we go. You could not get a more Halloween weekend appropriate story than that could be.
Okay,
that's the reason why I go
We're
by
asking
Jay.
the question that should be done. And Jason Joe Capriccioso, how did you become known as Joseph J. Capriccioso?
My dad was named Joe, so I'm Joe.
So why Joseph and not Joe?
No, it is Joseph.
Oh,
Nickname Joe, yeah.
Why J-O-S and not J-O-E?
Well, growing up, the only person that called me Joseph was my mom. So, everybody, like my dad called me Jojo and Joe, and and everybody mostly calls me Joe. Nobody really calls me Joseph. And if they do, I'd just call me Joe.
Do you know why they call Phil Phil?
Why?
Because he's feeling funny.
Ooh.
Wow.
Hey, look, don't get me started on Randy.
Randy, baby.
You have a time limit yet or no?
This is your show. Come on.
I know. I'm just letting it go.
You don't have a time limit, right?
I'm not seeing a time limit.
It's wide and unlimited as the winds and the.
Yeah, because I saw a little thing, like a little
pop up before.
Well, let me ask: has anybody seen any movies this past week or today or last week?
A Joker, I saw. I love it.
Well, I saw Jojo Rabbit, and then I saw.
Do you know? I've still not seen Joker. I've still not seen Joker. I've still not seen Jojo Rabbit.
I finally seen It Chapter 2.
What'd you think about it?
The first part was better, I think. But it had
everybody's been saying the first part's been better.
All I can say is no film will ever compare to Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium, and if any of you disagree, you're all wrong.
Classic.
Because it makes me cry every time I watch that movie. You could say Joker. You could say any of these other edgy movies, but any film that makes me cry, I'm not afraid to admit it. I cry at watching a good film.
Endgame made me cry. So
Endgame made you cry.
What?
Oh, well, you're just gay.
What?
Happy go lucky.
I'm just shitting you.
You better watch calling Southerners gay. We'll hunt you down.
I can honestly say
one movie
that actually made me cry was it was.
What was the last film? Yeah, that's a good question. What's the last film that made you cry, Scott, Mrs.
That's a very hard question.
I believe it was the Bruce Dern movie Silent Running. Or
Hey, that's hey.
That was a good movie.
That's going
Is
back.
it the end where you got the little weapons in?
Yeah, I said he didn't have to die. They didn't have to kill the robot. I know everybody kidded me about that.
Do you know that those were actually really veterans that had everything like that, who were inside the machines and everything? It's a beautiful movie.
And,
look,
and
I can't
every
make you
single
wrong on that
spaceship
one.
was named after a vessel in which they were filming on too.
The Valley Forge. Yeah, that's it. It's for me, it is actually one of the quintessential sci-fi movies of all time. Come on, Scott, this is your show. Why am I doing this? Mr. Capistrano, what's the last movie that you can think of, a movie you say, I watched this, and do you know what? This made me cry.
A Beautiful Mind.
I like to get an envisage into the human soul.
A Beautiful Mind was a really powerful movie for me. I really like that movie a lot. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, that's the one where he's Russell Crowe, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That I liked. What else did I cry?
Okay, well, you can cry as many films as you like. I'm not judging.
When David Tennant regenerated.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
I do want to go. Okay. Yeah.
David Tennant. Yeah, I cried.
Love David Tennant, man.
You know, I never cried during a film.
You sound like Ron Swanson. Come on, Joe.
A couple of tears formed in my eye.
Wally.
When I was watching Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock when the Enterprise exploded.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the only thing.
Oh, Jay, come on. No, Jay.
That make me cry.
I'm telling the truth. I was, let's see, 1984. I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
Jay, are you telling me the last time you cried when you were 15 years old, which was
no.
I think he's saying in general.
You said when I was watching you said.
Well, I could say a movie, a TV show. Yeah. Okay,
what's the last time I cried? The last time I cried.
Had you that much in the fields? Had you in that
really
much of the...
cried? The morning I heard my girlfriend passed away in her sleep.
Oh.
Okay, wow, that's hardcore.
That went a bit.
I was going to propose to her on Christmas Day, and she died on December 9th.
I'm sorry, dude.
Damn. And no one... Is there a Conway Twitty song that covers that one? Jesus. That's it, yeah. That's like I say. That's
actually,
there probably is.
We had a favorite song called "Private Part of My Heart," and it was sung by Conway Twitty.
Yeah.
And I would say that would be a heartbreak song. But it's also a love song.
Hey, do you know what, Jay? I love you because you're just like this very stoic Southern gentleman who just says it how it is, and I respect you for that, my friend. I do. I really respect.
Well, I believe in always telling the truth.
And that is an admirable quality.
Even if it hurts someone's feelings,
you know what?
which I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
No, that's
I actually lost my best friend because I told the truth.
No, do you know what?
I told him, you don't want to know the truth.
Yeah.
And he said, yes, I do. So
I respect that because I tell you what, I made a conscious decision in my life many few years ago. Is like, do you know what? I will be brutally honest. I will be brutally frank and honest and open with my life, whatever the consequences and everything like that. So I do. I completely respect everything that you do and you stand for and you say that. So yeah, whatever it is. So yeah, I like that. It's if you want to take someone who is scared to hear the truth and you just rub their face against the asphalt of the road and just say, yeah, this is it. And if you cannot deal with it, then that's fine. Do you know what? I admire you and I take my hat off and I respect you. And I feel that Scott should take his hat off too and doff his blind dyslexic hat.
And
Right,
here's a real friend right here. Here's a real friend right here. A real friend will be there for you in your highs of highs and your lows of lows, you know.
And you do,
Y'all
and
will not
if you
always
can be
agree on
brutally
everything.
honest with your friends and you can be
Exactly.
brutally honest in your life, then you do not need to. You don't carry any baggage. You travel light along the road of life, and that's what it is. And the friends you come will be the friends you make, and the friends you do will be. You don't have baggage. You don't have problems. There are people you meet along the way, and that's everything that will make your life and the journey better.
Well, I am actually, my family is of Irish descent, and we have.
Well, you can't have everything.
We have a saying that goes, a friend is just a stranger you haven't met.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Right, come on then, James. Come on, we're all having a big old confessional round.
Let us have it. Let us have some words of wisdom from James.
James, when did you last cry watching a TV show or movie?
Well, let's see. Oh, The Flash.
What? Are you going to say it's the end of season 1 where he couldn't save his mum? Because I don't get me wrong, I'm feeling you there.
Yeah.
Not in a biblical
Dad
sense.
got killed in season 2. Like, dang, man. Now he's going to die. So, like, really, Flash?
Oh, come on.
He's going to give up.
The hits just keep coming. The hits just keep coming.
Connor, when did you cry? Was it season 11? when it started, is that what it was?
Was it the frog?
No, to be honest, like series 11 was so devoid of any emotion that it was impossible to even like cry at the obvious descent into absolute crap that Doctor Who was taking. So I think that I could say that the last time I cried at a movie was probably Dunkirk, which was like, 2 years ago or something. But I don't usually cry at movies, to be honest. But yeah, Dunkirk was... Dunkirk was probably the last time
okay, Randy, come on, you're very vociferous.
Let's hear from the Randy.
In your feelings, Randy.
Be honest, be brutally honest, Randy. This is an honest show.
Hey, Randy, I'd like you to know. Yeah, this is Beef talking to you, one-on-one. This is a safe place. Don't be scared. There's no judgment here. This is a safe place. Yeah, we're amongst friends. You can tell me. You could say, do you know what? Yeah, Jodie showed up. And then she broke my heart. And
I hope he's smoking a cigarette.
I cried tears of anger at the end of The Last Jedi.
No. Do you know what? That's a valid thing. You could say it could be tears of it could be tears of sadness. It could be tears of joy. It could be tears of anger and despair and desperation and rage.
I shed tears at different things on shows I watch. Emotional moments. I'm easily moved to tears.
That's fine. Hey, look, do you know what I mean? Like I say, I love the fact that we're in a room here of 8 men and Chris. And
wow. Well, there can only be one alpha, so you know.
And and we can also talk about how something has affected us on some deep and.
Well, I can tell you that the Matrix Lord did not cry when he found out who the new Doctor was. He completely had a mental breakdown.
He fainted.
He exploded.
Yes.
He fainted.
That's
and
how
pretty much,
I actually got on this thing. I actually was on YouTube and the suggestion video came up of his video because I had just saw an episode of Doctor Who. And And it wasn't an episode. It was like a 2 or 3 minute clip. And I said,
Boy,
what is
stop.
Doctor Who? And
Don't.
this suggestion came up with Matrix Lord 212, and I said, well, let's see what this is. And he was just with the F-bombs.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Oh,
You see-
Yeah.
I'm going like, okay, is
Poor
he
K9.
dyslexic or something,
Wow.
or he's just like me, nuts. So
I think
I contacted him and I said,
Oh God.
because of you, I started watching your videos and you got me into whatever Doctor Who is. So I started watching some stuff, and he said,
That
well,
means
look at
that means
this,
you've been
you know.
radicalized.
Yeah, he got me radicalized, and ever since then we've been good friends.
Yes.
Everybody thinks it was funny because that was the day in which I had to leave for work.
Yes,
And sadly, everybody started laughing because I happened to leave. I forget how many minutes
You
before
missed the good
before
part, son.
K9 pretty much made to Cairo. And
I remember Gloria was in there. She was crying, remember? Yeah.
Hey,
Hayden was in there.
just substitute the Jodie and Doctor Who for Rey and Star Wars, and it's the same thing. Oh, F.
I felt so bad for K9.
How long did it take
you know
you
what?
to find
2
him
weeks
again
to
there,
find him.
Joe?
2 weeks to find him.
Yeah.
Even Sharon she never saw me like that, and she was like, she got worried because I was pissed. I was just so.
Joe, I actually wish I took your position on Jodie now, because ever since I rewatched Series 11 and saw the absolute shit that was put out, there is a podcast.
You had to be put on suicide watch?
No, I don't care about Doctor Who that much, but not like some podcast hosts. But there is a podcast host that likes to remind me that I once praised Jodie. Now, of course, because that's a crime, and you're now not allowed to change your mind on things, I now wish I took your position on things. So, going back and watching them videos of you effing and blinding Jodie, that is admirable. And
thank you.
You've inspired a lot of people to... So, yeah.
Are we gonna get a new doctor?
Okay, there's going to be 8 people that's going to cut me out of this thing, and Matrix Lord is going to unfriend me. But
what?
What?
I liked the new season of Doctor Who.
Coming up.
Are you mad?
Oh, the last season?
Yes.
Oh my God!
I know there's a lot of people who are wishing it was the last season.
There was a couple episodes that were stupid.
I'm very much of a. I like to think of myself as a malevolent god. And,
but I can't stand Discovery.
Oh, I hate Discovery. I hate Discovery.
That's the amazing. That's the amazing sort of dichotomy. Is that there are people who would like, like or dislike the current season of Doctor Who, and like or dislike Disco. And it's sort of, it's a case of
STD.
Yes.
I like to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If people
they both need
like it,
penicillin,
they don't like it. Do you know what? Yeah, may you and your God go with you and everything like that. I enjoy disco. I try and disconnect from myself to everything like that. That's what's
Okay, let me say
take it off, I leave my
this.
shoes
Let
on.
me say it like this.
Yeah.
It's okay show for a
That's
show.
what I've been saying. Yeah, it's an okay show.
And it's okay episodes, but it's not Star Trek.
Yeah, it's definitely not Star Trek.
It doesn't feel like it. Yeah.
It's definitely not Star Trek.
Because it's literally what they're doing is totally revamping Star Trek for the way they want it.
The biggest problem I had.
Please elaborate.
The biggest problem I had with like the first episode of Discovery, season 1. Here's the thing: Michael Burnham was with her captain for 7 years, which is like Next Generation Riker and Picard. So if you're together for like 7 years, you have that well-knit relationship, like that family relationship. Even though there's a situation, how could you not put your utmost faith in this captain that you were with for 7 years that you're going to just create like a mutiny and shoot someone who you have so much respect for? Like, it just blew my mind.
The hierarchy, and with the hierarchy being she felt was wrong.
Wasn't her captain killed by one of the Klingons?
Yeah.
No, her parents were killed by the Klingons.
Yeah.
No,
they were her adopted parents.
No, but as in on the captain on the ship, wasn't she killed by one of the Klingons?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. In episode 2, right? The captain got killed. Right. Eventually.
So with someone who she's worked with for 7 years, she didn't betray her then.
No, but see, the thing is that there's a way about if she would have been successful in that mutiny. All those ships showed up. They would have blew her out of the sky.
Exactly.
They all showed up. It was like, I didn't like that. And then the fact that they make her, but they revolve the show around her like she's the end all be all.
Yeah.
And now in the new season, she is the one that's going to save the Federation because she's Michael Burnham. I have a problem with that because
in that second
you're
season,
saying that
she's going to become the Angel.
The legacy of Kirk and Picard and Janeway and all these people, they all suck, and the Federation went in the toilet. Like, and she has to be the one to save them. Like, I don't like just like Rey has to be better than Anakin. Like, it's like Rey has to be better than Anakin.
Yeah.
They just throw the chosen one thing in the garbage. Anakin did nothing. The Emperor's still alive. Yeah. Like, Rey is more powerful than all these people put together. She's better than Obi-Wan. She's better than this. I don't understand why that has to be like that. Why does Rey have to? Why do you have to shit on Empire Strikes Back and shit on Return of the Jedi and the legacy of Anakin and Luke and everything to make Rey better than anybody?
Women are stronger than men.
The Me Too movement.
You don't need to do that.
There is an easy answer for that, and it is that Rey has a fanny.
Just like Michael Burnham, you're shitting on every Star Trek thing that came before you just to promote this one character. How about no?
Is she a woman? Is that one character a woman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there you go then.
Yes, she is.
Yeah,
but women are getting pissed off with this too because it's like forced and it's not natural.
Spock is betrayed now in Star Trek Discovery. And like he has autism.
Yeah.
Form
of dyslexia.
Spock never had autism.
No.
He never did.
They're making all men in all these TV shows
stupid.
Yep. I've
mentioned
that many times.
They need a woman to save them.
Natalie Portman's going to be stronger than
Lord,
Thor.
forgive me. All these shows.
Yeah, that's one of the complaints I had with Supergirl at one time.
TV. I don't own a TV. I don't have cable, satellite, or nothing. If I want to watch a show, I'll watch it on my phone, a movie or something on Hulu or something that's good. I'm not going to watch this Me Too movement show crap.
Did anybody see The Boys? On Amazon Prime?
I haven't watched
that. Was really good superhero.
I'm very confused because I don't understand genders.
The Boys was a dark superhero take show on Amazon Prime. It's really,
The Boys. I thought you said The Voice.
The Boys.
The Boys.
The Boys.
Yeah, The Boys was marvelous.
Kind of like the Justice League.
The Boys was good, and Doom Patrol was excellent. So I like it.
Doom Patrol was superb, to be honest with you. Like I say, you guys can have your own opinion on disco and everything like that, but the Boys I thought was really good. It was a very good contrary story of power going unregulated and everything like that as well. To be honest with you, that was tremendous. I can't wait for this to come back.
Yeah, me too.
And then what was the other thing you said as well? There was
Doom Patrol, The
Doom
Boys.
Patrol.
Yeah.
Doom Patrol. Superb. Like you say.
Loved it.
Which came out, that came out
for everyone who has written Brendan Fraser off over the years, watch Doom Patrol and to see the pathos in him, because it's not him in the suit. It's someone actually who he went to drama school with, actually in the guy in the suit. He's just sitting there in a booth doing the voice.
Wasn't he the metal man?
So much pathos.
Wasn't he the metal man?
Robot Man, yeah.
Robot Man.
Okay, I saw him in Titans. Wasn't he on Titans?
Yes, it was in the first series of Titans. There is a crossover.
Yeah, I think
called the third episode.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, there is.
Yeah,
Doom Patrol's in the third episode.
Oh. Yeah, in the first series of Titans. Yeah, there's a crossover episode that has Doom Patrol show up.
Oh, wow.
And the first series of Doom Patrol is tremendous.
I love it.
Second series of Titans is a bit aimless, and there's a lot of navel gazing in that one.
Joseph, I actually have a question for you, and then anyone else who wants to inquire.
Joseph. Call me Joe Connor. Okay.
I'm actually looking.
Oh, well, we're amongst friends now.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking to get into Marvel. You know, the DC, not the comics, but the cinematic universe.
Okay.
So I was wanting to know what the best movie to start on is. I guess people would say Iron Man because it was the first one.
I really liked Iron Man a lot, actually.
Is that the one that you would actually recommend, or would you recommend another one?
I'd say Black Panther because you honkies need to know your place.
I would say to watch Iron Man. Yeah.
Wakanda Forever.
I would watch Iron Man. You could watch Avengers, the first Avengers.
No, I'd watch Captain America, the first Avenger. Latest.
Well, yeah, that you gotta. Well, see, yeah, you can watch Captain America, Iron Man, Thor. Yeah, basically.
Guardians.
Does the MCU have I know it's like a series of 23 movies now, but does it have a certain chronology?
I would watch it. I would watch it in the order. Wait. I would watch it in the order it was released because that's the best way to watch it, rather than they have a chart and they tell you, oh, watch this Captain Marvel before all those. I would watch it. You go and you look up the order they were released and watch it that way.
Right. Okay, thank you.
I recommend it that way.
To me, Joe's somewhat right, in my opinion. Go in and just look at the list and go, okay, I'm going to watch this one. I'm going to watch that one. I will honestly say Captain Marvel watch last. I still think.
Well, yeah, you watch Captain Marvel and then you watch.
Take Captain Marvel and you can flush it down the toilet.
Don't watch Captain Marvel at all. Don't watch it at all.
You can take Captain Marvel. This is what you do. Buy as many Captain Marvel DVDs, rent a helicopter, and drop it in an active volcano.
Now. Houston is
He's stronger than Thanos.
I went and watched it. Don't you remember what I said? I said that I left in the middle of it.
Right.
And you didn't miss
it. I was scared of that little witch making fun of men and downgraded them. So everybody should be glad that I didn't have a lighter and didn't light the.
There was a deleted scene. There's a deleted scene in the Blu-ray version to where she pretty much knocks the guy on the motorcycle off and steals his jacket because he pretty much asked her to smile, and people had offense with that.
But surely Ben Mendelsohn saves Captain Marvel.
No.
The movie, not the actual character, but the movie.
Nope, that movie was beyond saving when they hit the camera.
Amen.
Well, they just announced Ant-Man 3 is coming. Ant-Man 3 they're going to put out in 2022. What'd you think of that, Chris?
I don't really care.
Yeah.
Into
the Spider-Verse also.
I don't think he needs another one. I think I honestly at this point, can I just have Doctor Strange 2 and then that'll be it? That's what I want.
Thank you.
Pretty much.
Wait.
Can
I have Black Panther 2?
And please correct Shazam. That movie.
I didn't even see that yet.
Shazam was good. It was actually quite decent, I have to say.
Into the Spider-Verse, I was surprised. I like that a lot.
They didn't have to have a whole family.
Yeah, but
they
I
didn't have to make him act like an idiot.
His name then when he came back to Billy Batson, so he can't be Captain Marvel again.
When he says Shazam, he's supposed to turn into a man, not a kid. He acted like a kid instead of a man.
Well, they're basing it on the new 52 guy.
I know. But see, one of the powers is Solomon, wisdom.
Wisdom. Yep.
Well, a kid ain't got wisdom. A man has wisdom.
That's why he transformed.
Probably why Captain Marvel, the MCU version, didn't do too good because they didn't have wisdom.
I fear for the future of the MCU.
I mean, you see, I actually used to have a thing for Brie Larson before she started bashing white men. But now Scarlett
I don't have to worry about this as a young black man from the ghetto.
Scarlett Johansson.
Screw you, Whitey.
Scarlett Johansson, will she show any flesh in Black Widow, do you think?
No.
I don't objectify women. I don't even see her as a woman because I don't see gender.
That's right.
We're going to talk
Wait a
about
minute, you don't see gender?
We're going to see what happened in Budapest?
No.
I still can't deny
not
that
see
Brie
gender?
Larson has a nice set of tits.
Whoa! Sorry, Scott, demonetization.
Like I said, I've long since demonetized it by what I've said.
Oh, wow.
I don't care anymore. I'm just letting this train wreck happen.
Wow.
So anyway, Scott, how
She called it the train wreck.
So Scott, how are you feeling your first recorded podcast has gone? What do you hope that people will take away from this first missive?
You're a great host, man.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just letting everybody run.
Who do you know round table from all across the globe and the internet superhighway of information of people from a wide diverse of people of cultures.
I'm just
you have Mr. Capriccioso, Phil, you have James, you have Jay, you have Chris, who doesn't say anything, you have Randy, who has a very forthright opinions, Connor, who loves boobies, and obviously, me, young black child from the ghetto. How would you feel that your first podcast has gone? How would you?
Gone quite well. I admit. See, I'm the type of person, sadly, that.
There's no apologies here.
I know. Sadly, I'm the type of person that I do better when the questions are when I come
thrust upon you, as opposed to the being.
It's been long overdue that you had your
long and arduous.
Yeah. And you know what?
It's like Chinese water torture.
That's right. That's exactly what I've been doing. Is I've been water torturing all these guys here.
Yeah, we've been waterboarded so hard.
That's what they don't see.
And we're just ready to just yield this information to you.
I actually had the water dripping behind them to force them, and they said every time they don't answer me.
There's a guy just literally out of shot with a gun pointed at my head.
No, I think this was a great first episode for you, and I think that this is going to be very high views.
And nobody
now that you have
died.
monetization,
Nobody has died, which is always a great thing.
Damn.
Apparently, we killed all the women because there's no women on this one.
Exactly. Damn you, sons of bitches, and your white privilege.
May you continue have your monetization and continue to be a
your
YouTube
white privilege.
Yes. And may there be more podcasts.
Yes, there shall be more podcasts. And like I said, there's going to be a tour of the blind dyslexic.
The South shall rise again, right, James?
Yeah.
There'll be me, James, and Phil. Look, there's going to be me, James, Phil, and all you whiteys. Don't worry.
James is one of us.
We'll be me and my brothers.
Now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
We'll be keeping it strong. Yeah.
So you had 9 people in here, right? There's one Elijah left, right? But you had 9 people in there. Very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
Beef and Might is my name. I'm fucking up, motherfuckers. Is my game.
All right, though, Mike. All right.
Okay, folks. Bring this cast in, but before
much love for my man James.
I'm gonna end it like this. Thank you, folks, for joining me for my first christening. And
you have to do the hat off.
Cancer Sucks, as well as the Making Strides charities. 3 awesome charities that do a world of good for our men and women in the military and those suffering from cancer. And to
Thank
our
you for your
awesome
service in
cops,
chaps.
military personnel, and emergency responders, please stay safe.
Both here and emergency and abroad. Yeah,
Wherever
Yes,
you are.
please.
Thank you very much. And I'm trying to find the off button here. So, until next time, ciao for now. And thank you all.
How long?